Hey there, it's Kat from Brews and Reviews. It's day 7 of the Because We Can readathon, a readathon that I co-host with Jenna from Just a Little Bit Random and Kat from Stars and Embers. It's actually the last day of the readathon and I am really sad that it's over because I've had such a fun time this week. I've really enjoyed doing all the creative challenges and getting through some books. If you do want to take part in the giveaway associated with this readathon, then there's still time until the end of today in your time zone to get your entries in. So day 7's challenge is based on the Disney film Tangled, and specifically the opening song, When Will My Life Begin? So Rapunzel tells us all about these things that she's doing while she's locked up in her house. And I'm sure most of us are very familiar with how Rapunzel must have been feeling. So what we wanted you guys to do was to recreate one or more of the things that Rapunzel says she's doing in that song. And there are a lot of activities in that song. So for this video, me, Jenna, and Kat decided that we wanted to team up together and recreate all of those things. So if you want to see that video, go to the Because We Can readathon page. I'll leave a link to it down below. It is, it's a good video. I'm very happy that this video exists on the internet. So for my version of this challenge, I decided to give myself a little bit of a break. I'm doing a lot of things this week, so I decided that what I wanted to do was read a book or 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm filming a reading vlog because I didn't want to exhaust myself and I wanted to read. And I thought, what better way to do this than to vlog the first 5 days of the Because We Can readathon and reading the, hopefully, 3 books that I may be able to get into this. I don't know. I'm at least going to read 1 book in this video and that will be a good time. So let's begin the vlog. Let's talk about failing to vlog, shall we? It's day 1 of the Because We Can readathon and it's almost day 2 and I didn't vlog at all today, and that's because I didn't start reading until about 10:30. So yeah, I am reading Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy, and I don't know how I feel about it. It is a sci-fi gender-bent retelling of King Arthur. It's like the 42nd reincarnation of King Arthur, and there's like some weird things going on. And I really thought I was gonna like it, and there are bits of it that I like, but I don't know, it's just weird. Also, I don't know if you just heard Cooper, but he just really wants to make himself known right now. I wonder if he'll go down here. He's down here. Hi, Coops. Hi. Anyway, so I don't know what it is. I think it's weird that a bunch of people in the future are pretending to be in medieval times and things like that. I think it's weird that Merlin has loads of like our current day pop culture references that he keeps bringing up, and I'm like, oh wait, no, stop. Like, it's a bit cringe. Don't really like Merlin. Morgana's vaguely interesting. I just wish it was slightly more than it was. And I'm leaving off tonight at a time skip. It's gone 1 year later after something's happened, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm 225 pages in. So I feel like as reading goes, I've done pretty well. Like, that's how much I've got left. And I'll pick this up again tomorrow. But it's a shame because honestly, it's a shame because this book's so damn beautiful and I wish it was really good so I could put it on display, but like, I don't want to put it on display if it was a bit shit too, so, you know, that is the sadness times. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed and I will vlog more tomorrow. It's technically day 3. I haven't gone to bed yet because I failed at doing the creative challenge for day 3. I had this big plan to do all of these things and then completely forgot about the video, so I spent all of day 2 filming and editing stuff for that. I think I just spent about 7 hours filming the rest of the clips, editing all of the clips, and then putting it on YouTube with captions. Wow. I really suffered for my art today. It feels like it. I'm very tired. It is 2:45 in the morning, and I'm about to go to bed. So I didn't do much reading today except for when I was waiting for the video to render. So I started reading Reflection. There it is. It's upside down. I'm gonna get 1 more chapter in before I go to bed. I wanted to get a third of the way through, but that just has not happened by the way that things have worked out. I am on page 68 at the moment, and I don't really know how I feel about it. It's very surface level. I really like Mulan. It's my favorite of all the Disney movies. So I think it's really weird that I'm like recognizing things that the characters have said in other parts of the film, and I'm like, this is a bit of an odd reaction to have at this point in time, but okay. Just sort of rolling with it, and now that she's actually on her way to the underworld, I think it could be more interesting, and I'm more intrigued. I feel like it's going to stay on the surface level because Disney doesn't want to go into the too much heartbreak and, you know, bad times for characters. So I don't feel like it's really going to hit what I want it to hit, and so far it's feeling like it might end up being a 3-star. We will see. I will update you guys tomorrow when I'm doing more reading, because I am actually going to do some reading tomorrow. What? I mean, today, I guess, technically. Ooh. I'll check in with you guys later.
So I'm out on a walk. It's pretty, it's sunny, there's nature and stuff. Yeah, it's just nice to be by the canal. I don't know if you can see. Doing a walk. I think there are people coming, so if I stop vlogging suddenly, that's why. But yes, I'm taking this opportunity to listen to my audiobook of Once and Future, and honestly, I'm putting it off by listening to music instead. There's something about it that just, I haven't been drawn to pick it up since I basically put it down the other day. I'm like almost contemplating DNFing because I really don't give a crap about any of the characters or what's happening to them or anything, but like, okay, there's only an hour left of the audiobook, so I feel like I could just listen to it, and the drive to finish a book is what's keeping me going here. Yeah, so, yeah. So I forgot to say that I also read some of Reflection today, and now I'm 280 pages in. Buddy reading it with Kayla from Crack into a Good Book, and honestly I just really thought it was going to be YA and not middle grade, but here we are. It's definitely middle grade, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I think because my expectation was that it was going to be YA, I'm a little bit disappointed with it, but that's like a me problem, I guess. If I'd actually looked into the book a little bit more, then I would have realised that it was a middle grade book. I mean, what did I expect really? It's Disney, it's going to be a middle grade. But yeah, just wish it was more. I can kind of see how it's adapted and changed the things and the way that Revelations came about from, obviously, because what happened in the film couldn't happen in the book, but I don't know. And just, it's like major 3-star vibes. Maybe even less, like 2.5. I don't give 0.5 stars, so that's a bit pointless, but yeah. So now I'm just sitting here and reading Once and Future and finding this a bit naff too, so. I absolutely hate the Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot love triangle. I hate it. I've just realised how much I hate it. Like, I usually just don't enjoy it, but this time I'm just like, I don't care. That was awkward.
I'm home again, and I just came across a bit in the book that I'm like, no. Oh, this book just downgraded itself. It's creepy. I mean, it's not. It's just something that just, like, I found really icky. It joins on to the Lancelot, Arthur, Guinevere thing, because their reincarnations have just done something that I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I'm not going to say what actually happened. If you actually want to know, then just leave a comment below and I'll tell you what it was. But, like, I just find it icky and I could have done without it. I just finished Once and Future and I didn't like it. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it didn't redeem itself. There was something semi-cool with, like, a dragon-type beast, which was, like, the only thing I liked about it, but also, no, I didn't like it. I can't really explain why, except I wasn't connected to any of the characters and I didn't care what was happening to them. And it just had a really weird feeling where everyone was just sort of trucking along with whatever. They're like, oh, we're in a myth? Okay, sure. And then they just, like, went with it. And nobody seemed to really, I don't know, care about each other, and I didn't care about them. For example, one of the characters dies, and you're supposed to feel something, and I was like, he's dead now, great. I just did not care. So, basically, what I'm saying here is that I think I want to give it, oh god, I want to give it 2 out of 5 stars, because I didn't even enjoy it as much as, like, a 3 stars. Is it because I am let down by it because I had expectations for it to be better than this and it wasn't, and I didn't care? So I have been doing a lot of reading today. I finished Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. It was fine. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I think that the last 100 pages were better than everything else. It was just kind of disappointing whatever happened, and I don't know, I didn't appreciate it, and I don't know, it was just kind of boring. Honestly, I'm going to save the rest of my thoughts for the live show on the 24th, so if you want to hear my thoughts on this book, then definitely come check that live show out. So what have I been doing for the rest of the day? Well, I have been reading The Amethyst Panda by Kay MacLeod. This is the second book in the Mayamon series, and the first book is The Carnelian Fox, which I really enjoyed, thought was really fun. It's vaguely Pokemon type-esque, but if Pokemon were in our world and, like, were real and accidentally murder people and things like that sometimes. So it is really good, and I've really enjoyed this one. It's been really fun, and it's been really interesting seeing the main character go through what she's going through after the events of the previous book, because some shit went down that made me very sad in the last book, and it made her very sad. So it was great to see her actually processing grief and things like that and having a hard time with stuff. So I don't want to say anything else because it's super spoily, because I am near the end of the book, but, like, I was very shook by something that just happened. I was literally like, oh my god, and I needed to grab my camera so that I could vlog, and then I realised I hadn't vlogged, so I had to fill you in all that before I got to the point where I'm like, oh my god. I just finished The Amethyst Panda. The end battle-y type thing had me tearing up at one point. Like, this seems to be a theme with this series. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And now I'm just mad that I've got to wait till the next one comes out, because, like, I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued about what could be happening in the world. So many theories. The theories. Officially, I have done my Because We Can TBR now. That's exciting. Although I have only read 3 books and we are halfway through the week, so I'm thinking maybe I can add some more books and instead of doubling up, tripling up with some of the books that I've already done, I'll just do some individual challenges with the next books that I'm going to read. I don't know. All right, so it's day 5 of the readathon, and I have been doing some reading. I've been reading On the Edge of Gone by Corinne Dalvis, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So this book is an end of the world type apocalypse. A comet is coming down to Earth, and it's about an autistic Dutch girl and her mother who accidentally make it onto this ship, and they have to try and justify them staying on the ship because they have to prove themselves worthy. And I think it's really interesting so far. I'm really, really enjoying it, and yeah, it's the one that I felt closest to as an autistic person myself. I don't know, I just think that the way that it's sort of been described, or the feelings that have been evoked, have been really, I don't know, just relatable to me. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I am about an hour and a half into the audiobook so far, so I think I still have about nearly 2 hours to go. So I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm going to listen to it while I go for a walk. But before I go for a walk, I got some mail today, and I didn't order anything, so I thought that I would open this on camera and see what it is, because I do not know what it might be. Oh my god, I can't even open it. Oh my god. Aww. Okay, so it is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, which is great because I've just read this book and I really wanted to have a copy of it, and now I do. So I am super happy. Thank you so much, Connor. I'm just really happy that I have this now, and now I can just read it again whenever I want to. Thank you so much. So I just finished On the Edge of Gone, and yeah, it made me cry a little bit. It was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, I really liked the apocalypse. It felt like the aftermath of a natural disaster, and I thought that was really interesting, and the way that people were trying to survive and having hope and stuff. I definitely think it is kind of a depressing book because, you know, a lot of people died. There's a lot of references to euthanizing cats because the main character really likes cats, and she worked in a cat in a vet's shelter, and because they knew the apocalypse was coming, they had to euthanize the cats. Look at me almost crying right now. I can't handle it. So moving on, there is also addiction in this. There is trans rep. The main character is black and autistic, so there's both of that different type of representation. It's actually really weirdly hard to talk about this book because I really related to the main character. She has a lot of thoughts about being useful and good at stuff, and useful in the world. And that's something that I think is, well, it was very poignant to me because this world has not really been set up in a way that lets neurodivergent people thrive. So there's a lot of mental battles that personally I know I've gone through, and a lot of other autistic people do. Yeah, if you want to read a good autistic book, try this one. Made me feel the feels. So yeah, I'm gonna stop crying at the camera now. This is slightly pathetic that I'm getting to this point in the vlog and just like being teary and like on the verge of tears again. I'm fine. How are you guys doing? I'm fine. So I hope I haven't made this vlog a real downer by getting all upset and, you know, like, you know, hopefully I haven't done that, but that was a good book. I'm very glad I read it, and it's definitely been, I think, my favourite book this month so far that I've read. So this is it for my video for day 7 of the Because We Can readathon. If you have done any of the things that Rapunzel did in When Will My Life Begin, and you wanted to enter the giveaway, then leave a link to the video on the Because We Can readathon channel where we did all the things. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this readathon as much as I have. I always have so much fun with these readathons, and you know, I hope I've brought a little bit of a smile to anybody's face with these silly videos. So yeah, aside from, you know, the crying, the depressing crying at the end here, but let's just pretend that never happened. There's no depressing crying. Happy times. Go and watch any of my earlier videos, they're way more fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.